Yo, what is going on, my dudes? Welcome to another RuneScape news coverage video. For this video, we're going to talk about RuneScape Mobile since they did a showcase today on live stream and showed off a bunch of new things. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. Let's go.
Cats is the illest. What you talking about, Willis?
Alright guys, this video is only going to show off, several different changes that were made since the players have last had their chance to test mobile. The stream was only about a half an hour long or so they didn't show anything groundbreaking or anything, but there are a bunch of neat little tweaks here and there. Now, I haven't tried the mobile at all yet myself, so I'm sure some of you who have will be more familiar with these changes than I am. Currently, I only have like a cheap $70 smartphone that I bought in like 2014, but I'll be upgrading before the end of the year, so I'm excited to try out mobile when I do that. But that being said, let's jump right into the content. First off, the thing that they showed in the beginning was chat and the things that they've changed with that. Now, chat's been moved to the top left corner, and that's where you're going to be all your chat functionalities, etc. There is a fully collapsed mode if you don't want to chat with anyone. There's a small mode, and then there's a big mode that allows you to see a lot more of the chat. There's also a button on the chat that will change your ribbon on the right to a social mode, which will give you all kinds of buttons for chatting with your friends, clan, public, etc. Now, this won't affect your custom ribbon, and it will revert back to the custom ribbon when you close the chat, so you don't have to worry about that. They've also increased the spaces for the chat settings and filters, making it far easier to tap, so that is a neat change. And chat input has actually been moved to the top as to never be obstructed by the keyboard. So you hit that and then you'll be able to type away and it won't get in your way of the chat, the keyboard that is. So that's pretty much all really that was shown off in terms of the chat, but neat fixes nonetheless. Next up, we got some combat and a bunch of neat fixes associated with that. Now, I don't know if this was before or already existing in the game or in mobile with previous playtests, so do let me know. But entering and exiting combat mode is a simple tap to a button on the left of your screen, and you can toggle it, and visually, obviously, it looks very different as you're noticing on screen. Combat mode has your action bar and a couple of touch buttons that you can quickly access some abilities that you customize yourself. But you'll notice things like your child windows, such as your inventory, will resize when you enter combat mode. And you can swipe away the mini-map that will allow you to give your child windows much more room, if you're so inclined. The size of all the icons on your action bar, as well as prayers and other things in your child windows, have all been increased to help with tapping. Next up, the targeting system. There is a tap to find target button on the top left, and I have covered this in the past. This is an update that's coming soon to the PC as well, and it will be key bindable on the PC. On mobile, this will make it far easier to find enemies to attack. It also allows you to target an enemy before engaging in combat with it. You'll also be able to swipe left or right to cycle through targets. Next up, they showed the combat setup screen. This will allow you to customize your action bar. You can also use your PC action bars as well. But they've done away with the PC options here, as this is the mobile version. And again, the icons have been made larger to make it far easier to tap. Moving on to the mini menu, this is the drop down menu whenever you right click on an object in the PC, but that menu itself has been made much larger as well. You can hold down on an object and it'll open up this drop down menu, and then you can let go and it'll leave the mini menu there, and then you can click on whatever option you want. Also, you can hold down on an object to open up the menu, and instead of letting go, drag down to the option that you want, and when you release, it will do that option. So there's two different ways to, utilize the mini menu. Moving on, they've showed off the settings menu. This has been reworked to be far more friendly on mobile by Mod Hunter. Things are all placed into categories, and the whole interface has been made much more list-like. Descriptions have been added for some of the settings that have been to help clarify, and that is in text form instead of mouse over tooltips that we've had currently in the PC build. And speaking of tooltips, those are still things that need to be worked on before launch, obviously, in other areas of the game. For example, mouse over tooltips for your augmented items, etc. They currently don't exist in this current stage of mobile. Some of the settings options just simply won't be there for mobile, as some are completely irrelevant. For example, things like keybinds or mouse over when you left click. Those kinds of things that, just don't have any real functionality in mobile. You won't see them as they, have no effect. Moving on to the bank. The bank has been zoomed in and increased in size to make it easier to tap, as I'm sure you've noticed is a pattern by now. And they've also increased the bank preset buttons at the bottom, making those far easier to click on as well. And the manage presets has been changed to a cog icon to just make more room for the other icons as well. GE search has had some changes. The keyboard, when you search for something in the GE, will no longer take up the entire screen, and you'll be able to see searched items at the top of your screen, making it a lot easier to use the GE in general. So that's pretty much the bulk of what they've showed off in the stream. A lot of resizing and making things easier to tap, as well as just making things far more friendly in terms of the functionality of everything when it comes to controlling the mobile app. In terms of betas in the future, at some point they do want to have a continuous beta where they'll be able to churn out updates and fixes to better the game at a much more regular basis than they currently do, but they are, as of right now, collecting registration for the next beta. So if you are interested in being part of that, do sign up for it. Check the RuneScape website to find out more information on that. That being said, that pretty much covers everything on the stream today regarding mobile. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you did. And if you want to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I am out. Peace.